The lack of clear information on amount of training hours and assessment hours, that RTO do not put the practical hours into it, so therefore it leads to we usually get the missing simulation resources information, that we commonly see that the assessment methods that have been mentioned in the training and assessment strategy do not align with the actual assessment. Hello everyone, I hope you are well. My name is Ben Thakkar. I'm the CEO and Senior Consultant of Vet Resources. Today we're going to discuss about the 5 common mistakes that RTO makes related to the training and assessment strategy and how that leads to non-compliance with ASQA. I'm just sharing my story. I have pretty much made all those mistakes in my past and learned from it, so I thought I'll share with all. So number one that we see the mistakes is the lack of clear information on amount of training hours and assessment hours. So if that is not clear in the training and assessment strategy, auditor will say that, okay, amount of training is not clearly defined, therefore you get the non-compliance. For example, that I have seen in my experience that the RTO does not put all the training hours, so they always put the classroom hours but do not put the practical training required for it, and therefore it said it's not clear. Sometimes we just mix up the practical assessment hours and training hours, so therefore there's no clarity. I can give you an example of, let's say, a Cert 3 in hospitality, where we need a classroom training, where we also need a practical training. Then after we need a practical assessment, and then there's a theory assessment that needs to be completed. And I have seen in many times that RTO do not put the practical hours into it, so therefore it leads to non-compliance. So the simple way to solve this problem is to ask yourself, is the theory hours, face-to-face hour, cover up into the training part first? Second, the practical training, you also think what are the practical training required? And then comes to a practical assessment hours. Then it comes to an other theory assessment, like you do question, answer, any other form that needs to be completed, and so on and on. So that gives us a clear guidance, what are the training hours and what are the assessment hours, so to get the clarity on it. And that will also clarify your amount of training hours, which is according to clause 1.1, 1.2 of SRTOs 2015 is required to clarify. So that will able to solve. The second is we usually get the missing simulation resources information. So when we review the test, that qualification require a simulation resources. For example, certificate 3 in individual support, that requires the bed and all other resources for to train, but those information not in the assessment, therefore there's no clarity what simulation gonna be there. Another example I could give that is from the Cert 3 in commercial cookery, is that commercial cookery course. Also, if the RTO is using the simulation, then we need to clearly define what are the simulation resources available into that. If the simulation information, resources information is not there, it leads to a non-compliant in test. Other thing is the unclear work placement information. So sometimes that RTO put the total work placement hours, but did not define which unit is related to that, plus do not clear idea that how this workplace going to be conducted, who is responsible for, and so on and on. You don't have to all those things in test, but you also need to put some reference in the test that which document they need to refer. The fourth part is that we commonly see that the assessment methods that have been mentioned in the training and assessment strategy do not align with the actual assessment. So when we check the actual assessment and assessment method in training and assessment strategy, it has differences. So that's something which needs to be checked. The fifth number is that they did not meet the training package requirement. So for example, the packaging rules usually often miss, especially in the elective selection, especially when the courses have that select 2 from group A, select 3 from group B, and so on and on, and external one, you need to make sure it's alignment with the AQF. And that's where RTO sometimes you pick up the unit or import the unit which doesn't align to the AQF level, and that leads to non-compliance requirement. If you like this video, please share with anyone, like it, and if you have any comments or question, you can put it in comments. Thank you for your time.